Okay, this is part two. I know I'm talking a lot, and if you came back from the first video, welcome. I wish was able to give you, or wish I were able to give you a prize. But I want to go back to supporting with evidence. So whatever statement you make, ethics are critical in educational research. According to yeah, as long as your next sentence supports that idea, you're right. But if you just make a statement and walk away, that's a blanket statement not supported by evidence. So you'll know what, I think you'll maybe be aware of it if you're actually taking the time to watch this. I think you'll start to pick up on it in your own writing when you're making these statements and then not supporting with evidence. You are a student, and yeah, you're a graduate student, you're an experienced educator or experienced, person out in the world, but what you think is not important. What you understand is important, but your opinions, um, mine in some areas are of no value because I don't know what I'm talking about, or it's perceived. There's no guarantee I know what I'm talking about. Now, when you talk about curriculum and instruction and organizational change, yes, I could say something and it would be valid, or it could be taken as valid. But you as a student share your understanding of someone else's statement. So what I'm seeing a lot in the papers is you're answering the prompt, say about ethical considerations in in your paragraph, and then your last sentence is an expert. Hoffman argued, and it supports your ideas, and that is exactly backward. Tell me what Harris said. I know I'm forgetting things because I'm not paying attention to what I'm saying, but that author Harris, you put Harris statement, then you elaborate. That's your understanding. If you go backward, if you put the author last, you're saying, listen to my ideas. See, this guy agrees. So it is easy because y'all are far enough into your program. You've learned a lot, and I'm sure you have grown as educators. I know it. But you still don't know about a lot of intricacies and the all that goes into whatever topic. So ethical considerations. Yeah, you need to be ethical. I mean, I think in my jobs I have to sign an oath or something, um, to get my license. But that's not ethics in research. So you're banging out what you think you read somewhere, or like what you imagine. Yeah, if I stop and think about it, we really should use ethics. Those are your ideas, and you probably are right. But you need to tell how you have found someone who says ethical considerations have to be, are particularly of importance in the classroom. Now, I don't completely agree with that statement, but I know people have said it. So Harris says that, then you go, yeah, I need to elaborate on that. What Harris meant was. Okay, so structure your papers so that the source you're using is the idea that you want to communicate, not your idea backed up by by an author, an expert. Okay. All right. Avoid pronouns. So there was a lot of ethics are important for student health. They make sure we researchers do the right thing. Students make sure the researcher does the right thing. Oh, no, okay, they is talking about ethics. So the reader's brain literally has to do that now in microseconds for most of us. But we had to back up and interpret what's the, who is they? Because the last noun you used was students. So they, the pronoun, should refer to students. But I'm reading what you're saying, and that it's obvious you're talking about ethical considerations. So just avoid pronouns. I'm not saying you have to sound stupid, like ethical considerations are important. Ethical considerations are what guide us. Ethical consideration, you don't have to do that, but just read your sentence, read your paragraph aloud. And if you hear ethical considerations are important for students, they guide, whoa, oh, I see. Okay, so you have what we call a a confusing antecedent. So it's not vague. That's another example. It's an antecedent that is not going back to the correct noun. So read your stuff out loud, but I would say just avoid pronouns. In academia, more is better. Repetition is always better. You'll find that in your final report that it's okay to say what you already said earlier. Now, in a paper for a teacher to read, I don't have time to read a 3,000 word paper because you're repeating yourself. Like that's you're taking it to extreme. Not that anybody would do that, but don't worry about, well, I said this a while back. And I have seen students write as stated earlier, and I did that in my dissertation, and my one of my committee members brought up, it sounds like you're scolding someone, like, I already told you this, so don't, so just repeat yourself. It's fun. Um, Number one, submit all assignments in Microsoft Word. That's how I run them through Grammarly because it works better. It's also easier for me to edit a Word document because I pay for edit rights or edit ability in PDFs, but it's not as easy to single out what I'm trying to say. So I believe Brightspace directs you to upload Word documents, but I forgot to go see. But I'm directing you upload in Word, not PDF, please. So to that point, in Word, you have red lines and blue lines, and those are the spell and grammar checkers, and you need to use those. And not just people who didn't grow up speaking English. Look at the red lines because there is something wrong, probably, unless it's a name or something like that. But if you've got red lines, and I see it all the time, and the blue lines, Word is trying to help you, and that will cut down on the points you lose for errors. Thought of some, I don't know if it was in someone's paper. I don't think so. But I want to give credit where it's due. It could very well have popped into my head after all this, but I just came up with an idea that, you know, obedience may be what we want, but as ethical researchers, we take what we get. Meaning, y'all wrote so eloquently about students having the right to withdraw at any time, and I had it happen in my study. I had three different people. Now, I had, 1,800 whatever respondents, but anyway, I had three people who wrote me and said, Chief, I want to withdraw my comments because they're going to identify me. And they were great comments. And I had to take them out of everything. So not only just remove them from my table where I listed all the comments, but I had to take them and recalculate some of the data. And oh gosh, it was disappointing. And it would have been completely easy for me to find the comments because I know, he told me, I mean, they all three knew what their comments were. And I could have taken them out and acted like I read, and did it change anything? Nothing significant. But that's integrity in research is you don't It's not, again, obedience may be what we want. Everybody contribute, everybody participate for the entire study, but that you take what you get, which is if you have one person responding, one student, you can make some inferences. So don't think that you have to have, thousands or every kid participate or every parent, because we're generalized, we're a bell curve, right? So you have your outliers and then you have kind of your most of your people. So anyway, with that, I'm going to go. um oh, discussion forum. Okay, I'm going to do a part 3.